You're watching the Call Outdoors TV.
Sometimes all I think about is getting out, spending all my time alone, trying to forget about how I'll make it out. Seems like all the boys are hanging out at home, 'cause there ain't no doubt when the boys reach out and call me on the phone, things will have to wait, won't ever hesitate, for I'm getting in the zone. I'm getting back to the place where I belong. A little more of the call outdoors, won't you come along? A grove of trees and a place to be, a tom turkey, a lot of luck, a strut and a cluck, now that's a good story. I'm sitting out here in the middle of God's country, and I can't believe that He's made it all for me. In the middle of all my fun, I'm soaking up the sun, waiting for a chance to shoot my gun. Now the story's done been told, even though it's getting old, it takes me back to the place where I belong. I'm getting back to the place where I belong. A little more of the call outdoors, won't you come along? A grove of trees and a place to be, a tom turkey,
back in the game.
A lot of
Way to go, New York State College champion.
Good story. Now the story's done been told, and even though it's getting old, it takes me back to the place where I belong. I'm getting back to the place where I belong.
Where did he come from? Where did he come from?
Yeah. Welcome to episode 7. We're now in upstate New York with the Kenyon clan. They're out doing some scouting. Keys to success is scouting, scouting, scouting. Knowing where the birds want to go and where they want to be is a huge part of success in turkey hunting.
All the way out through there.
We're going to set up in this field.
Hello. Man, it's like 3:30 in the morning. We are heading to the woods. We had about 16 birds roosted. Brian is up to bat. We're looking forward to a good morning.
We hope.
Yeah. If we don't spook them, we should be in business this morning. We got birds in the trees. We ought to be able to see them once it starts to get light here. So stick with us. It should be a good hunt.
Well, the much anticipated hunt has finally arrived. With all these turkeys on the roost, the guys decided to hunt in the blind a little bit further away than what they would normally like. They put the decoys out, so hopefully that will draw their attention with the calling. Let's see what happens. Not every morning in the spring turkey woods is there a bunch of gobbling, and this just happens to be one of them. With 4 gobblers in the trees and all these hens, it was virtually silent all morning, until the first gobbler hit the ground, and then the game changed. With this amount of birds on the ground now, it's almost impossible to call those gobblers away from the hens. So now it's time to just be patient and see what happens. Well, that didn't take long. After the birds worked around the entire field, the Kenyons are now going to get after them and see if they can get out in front of them, get into position, do some calling, and see if they can get these gobblers within gun range. After about 20 minutes of being set up, getting poured on, we finally got the attention of a couple of the hens, and that brought the whole crew our way. Brian is about to get his opportunity.
Which one do you want to kill? Okay. I got the bird on the left if you want to shoot him. Okay. There's lots of birds around and they're going to come to our left more. You'll have all of them. They're not going anywhere. You gotta tell me which bird you're gonna shoot. The one that just gobbled. Huh? Kill the one in the back. The one in the back is a slammer. The one that's in full strut that's walking away from us is a slam. Stay on the strutter. No, stay on the strutter. Stay on the strutter. Give me the gun.
Sorry, you didn't get him on the strutter.
Sorry.
Well, they are just so henned up. And I don't know whether I pulled the first shot or whether I was tight into the ground and I had a little knoll in front of me. I tried to raise up over it. With my barrel, I might have shot the ground on the first one.
even though I was on him with a red dot. But the second one moved just to the right enough and was up a little bit higher. We were able to smoke him before he took off. Trying to get in position. We were in the blind this morning, and then we tried to move down to get in position where we could call and where they could see a decoy. And man, these birds are just so henned up. Could not get them to break. Finally, we did a little yelping, and the hens started coming in, and finally committed a little bit. Just drew those big birds just tight enough where we could get a shot. And Brian got his New York bird here. One down. Yeah, that was a lot. Why can't we just get a bird that wants to gobble good and come in without a bunch of hens? We got a lot of great footage of them in the tree this morning. That's a good bird. Oh, I know. I said he's a 20 pounder. Yeah, he's a 20-pound bird. All right, he's good to go now. He's mine. He's going for a ride in the truck.
With a good clean miss on the first shot, congratulations, Brian. That second bird is not too shabby. We'll be after that longbeard again. We actually saw him strutting in the field later that evening. It's now the last week of the season, and Curtis and I made the trip back up to New York to hunt with his dad and spend the last few days with him. Curtis is behind the gun now. Let's see what happens.
Here he comes. He's coming right at us. I'm dead serious. Right in front of you. Just sit tight. Let me find him. He's right here on your left. I got him. I don't have him now. Okay. I got him.
I'll tell you what.
Still like trying to keep my eyes peeled for that other bird.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right there.
This is my normal eating spot. Only usually when I come in here and eat It's either after turkey, after I'm done hunting turkeys, or before I go fishing early in the morning.
Yo. That was not the gobbler roosted in the tree. Those were those other two. That other bird's still in the tree.
heard him fly down earlier.
Really?
But hey, I knocked him right in his noggin. That was tough. I was like, I don't know.
It's tough filming because stupid focus was not, I mean, I got it good, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't zoom up on him. I just stayed back most of the time.
I just, because they were looking at us hard a couple times. Like the one actually busted us early and was gonna leave.
I saw him
until the other one fully committed, and then that drug him in. I was like, oh boy, this is gonna get crazy. Then I was like, okay, when do I pull up and make my move? Because he was just smacking the decoy and jumping all over the place. But then they were getting ready to relax, and oh man, I was like, well, it's now or never.
I saw you pull up, that's for sure.
Oh yeah,
the first one.
And they were gonna. I knew they were. There's nothing I could do about it.
Nothing you can do when
because you run the risk of like
10-15 yards.
I'm sitting on the edge,
yeah.
And that's only 10 yards.
I know.
And so for me to ever just pick my gun up like this as they're coming, they're gonna see you.
Yeah.
So you gotta when the situation, like, you gotta sit down and wait.
Like, this stuff is a little higher, you know, so our bodies are really tough.
Right. I can tell you one thing, that bird's not gonna fly off.
The secret to that hunt.
Boom. Secret to that hunt is putting them to roost. That's the secret to that hunt. Putting them to roost and getting in the right spot. Even though we needed to be down a touch, but we didn't have good trees over there. We were actually going to go that way, and we were like, no, it's...
Yeah.
But...
Well, I mean, I think we made the right call because those trees there was no tree there.
No, that's what I'm saying. So we were in the wheelhouse though, and also the key to that hunt is just that full strut. I mean,
they saw that and they were motoring. Well, it's the last 2 days, and Davey is on the board. It's pretty sweet. Got in here this morning, and these birds, we watched them go to roost. We set up. We were right on the edge, and boy, that full strut Avian X did its job. And so the mosquitoes out here, they did a job on my face, on my arms. I had, luckily I turned the thermocell on and it started to clear up a little bit, but it's not even 6 o'clock and Dave's got one on the ground. What time is it? It's got to be like 5:30.
It's turkey time.
And we got a bird dead, and a nice one. Man, he's got nice spurs on him, beautiful beard, and Dave put him down. Oh yeah, what do you think of those spurs, baby?
That's what I'm talking about. That's why we do it. Awesome. Going on my wall. So I'm so thankful to be out here, and Pastor Kenyon just drove down the road right there, but I'm so thankful to be out here, and thankful to Pastor Kenyon for letting us be out here and come hunting with him. And he just sent Curtis and I in here today, and I'm sure we're gonna get back and get some breakfast or get right back after him. So thankful. To God be the glory for everything. I mean, just being out in his creation, can't beat it. So that's why we wake up at early time of 3:40 this morning. The alarm went off. So it's early, late in the season. We're tired and run down, but we're gonna finish strong. And he's not pretty because he's soaked. He flopped right over in that junk. Let's go.
All right.
About 100 pounds right now. Flopped over into the water. Flopped into the water and sunk straight down. So we got him.
Looks a little wet.
Yeah, just a little bit.
That bird was standing out there in that field for a long time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Just they waiting for his buddy.
Yep.
Yeah, when he come along, then they started. Then I could see from here. I was watching him through the binoculars, and I could that first one came and he started toward the decoy. And then when he hit the decoy, that second one come like he was on a string. I mean, he was like 30 miles an hour. Whoa!
Yep. He actually, I think, saw us a little bit and thought something was there, and then was gonna turn around and go the other direction until the bird hit the decoy, and then that made him unhinged.
Oh, when he hit did they gobble?
They gobbled one time.
I heard that one time gobble. I never heard him. I could hear that bird hit that decoy from way up here.
Really?
Yeah, oh, it was loud.
It was. I could hear him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Did you hear the gunshot?
Oh, I heard it. Yeah. But
There's only one, so that was good.
But when I saw him out in the field, and then
Last
all of a
time you
sudden he
hunted that
turned and
field,
went back the other way toward the woods, and then the other bird came, and then the two of them turned around and came back together.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sounded all right.
Yeah, it's good.
But then I thought, wow, these guys are rehashing this shooting this bird over and over and over and over. I'm waiting to go shoot a bird.
Let's go.
All right, let's do it. Sure. If you were to tell somebody who's getting new into turkey hunting, what's the most important thing about turkey hunting?
The most important thing about turkey hunting, if you are getting into it, is location, location, and location. Where you're set up is the important thing. You can be a poor caller and call them into the right place, or you can be an expert caller and call them into the wrong place. But location is the key, and you get in the right place, and that's the easiest thing to do. And then use the call that you're familiar with. It's simple. Box call is always the easiest. Slate call, and then a mouth call.
How long have you been turkey hunting?
How long have I been turkey hunting? Since 1968. Brought you up to turkey hunt.
Yeah.
You brought Dave up to turkey hunt. So
you had an opportunity to go out with one of the greats, Ben Lee. Tell us a funny story about Ben Lee.
About Ben Lee? Well, first time that Ben Lee came up to hunt with me, and Dave Cole and Gary Cole was out in western New York in Belfast. And he came up, and we went out in the morning, and it was like 35 degrees, and Ben had his union suit on, the whole union suit. And by the time he got back and walking those hills, and they're pretty good hills out there, walking up and down those hills, I had killed a bird. He hadn't killed one yet. Matter of fact, I'd killed 3 birds and he hadn't killed one yet. And he always wanted to know where I heard him. I wouldn't tell him. But then he came in and he was just ringing. And I could still hear that southern drawl. You-wee, it's hot. And one night I was out calling with Bob and Stuart, and they were out of my church. And come back, and the wind was blowing. They hadn't heard a word. And he said, "Where'd you hear that bird, preacher?" I said, "In the woods." He said, "Where in the woods?" I said, "Right up the road there a piece." He said, "What road were you on?" I said, "I don't remember the road. I don't look at the names, just where I go." He said, "You just like all those preachers down south." He said, "They don't tell you anything."
Yeah, tell us the story about Ben Lee shooting the bird that somebody else shot at and flew over.
Oh yeah, Ben Lee said there was 5 of us actually standing in a roadway. Ben and another guy from down south, Gary Cole, David Cole, and myself. And somebody shot at a bird up on the hill, and it flew right over us. And it flew so low that Dave shot at it, Gary shot at it. The bird just kept right, didn't touch him, and kept right on flying, went all the way across the valley, probably, a long ways, probably 3/4 of a mile. Went into the woods on the other hill. Ben says, "That's a nice looking bird." He says, "I think I'll go kill him." So there was another road that went up through where he went up through there. We let him out, and about 5 minutes later, he had the bird dead. Yeah, he was quite a guy. From Coffeyville, Alabama.
If you had one big challenge or one or two challenges that you would give to the Call Outdoors guys as we continue this ministry? What would you say?
The challenge? Purpose. What's your purpose? And it's not just to hunt turkeys, it's for the Call Outdoors, it's working with other men, children, whatever it may be. And always remember what purpose you have. It's always fun to hunt turkeys, but purpose is always there. And the purpose is to have others come to know the Lord Jesus Christ as Savior. That's the greatest challenge there is. And it's the greatest satisfaction and greatest joy there is when you see a person come to know the Lord Jesus Christ and know they're heaven bound.